Welcome to the Four Listeners Program. Welcome aboard, everybody. Thanks for checking us out this week. What up? I'm Spear. On the mics this week, we have the Z-Man. What's up, Z?
Shit, piss, fuck, cock, sucker, motherfucker, tits, fart, turd, and twat. Shit, piss, fuck, cock, sucker, motherfucker, tits, fart, turd, and twat. I fucked your mom. That's a real song.
It's awesome.
I did not make that one up.
It's awesome. On the other mic, we have the illustrious Corey G. What is up, sir?
Lick my balls.
Like my balls, motherfucker.
Present them.
This week, I'm going to throw it over to the Z-Man, who's got this week's Something Must Be Done About.
Before we introduce the things that must be done, before we introduce this, what's our show called again?
Who knows?
Get it right, asshole.
Before we introduce this week's thing that must be done, I want to introduce a good friend of mine, Miss Kath.
Hello.
Something must be done about people who are easily offended.
Cocksuckers!
I thought it was something must be done about profanity, not people who are easily offended.
Ah.
I've been duped.
You've been duped. Kath, you ignorant slut.
That's nasty.
I'll tell you what must be done about profanity. People should be using more profanity. Not less profanity, more profanity. More motherfucking cocksucking profanity. That's what I gotta say.
What is it, Kath, that gets you all giggly? Why is that offensive to you?
I don't know. I think it's just unnecessary, isn't it?
It's explicit.
It's what? Is that a word?
Is that the right word?
No, that's not a word.
It's not a word.
Dumbass.
It's
Explicit?
expressive.
Expressive.
It's expressive.
No, but it's not expressive, though, is it?
Why is it not expressive? Why?
No, because it doesn't really mean anything particularly.
What does anything fucking mean?
If I call someone a douche, that's like, he's kind of whatever. If I call you a fucking douche,
Yeah, that's much nastier.
And
so
it
if
means-
someone's a douche, it can be almost affectionate. Yeah, he's a bit of a douche. I mean, well, as much as I know about the word douche. But, so if you call someone dumb or I don't know, butthead or something, then it can be affectionate. It can be that you actually like the person. But if you call them an effing douche, then that's saying you
we
really
didn't say
dislike-
fucking to introduce what you're trying to say.
All right, I'm going to get back to that in just a second, okay, the whole effing thing, all right? But if it is actually illustrative of a point, wouldn't you say that it's more expressive?
Yes.
I'm making a distinction. I'm making a distinction between a douche and a fucking douche.
Yes, I agree, but you really mean it, and so it just has a lot more. It's almost slightly, well, it's very aggressive and it's threatening.
It's meaningful.
Isn't
It's not threatening. It's not aggressive.
it? No, you just said it's meaningful, so therefore it has added meaning, and that is aggression, I think.
What I have a problem with is the artificial boundaries that people put around my range of expression. Because certain words have been deemed dirty by whomever, and I don't even know where it came from necessarily, but because certain words, and I think Zeth illustrated most of them. What were those again?
They are shit, piss, fuck, cock, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits are the 7 you can't say on TV. And then fart, turd, and twat you can say because Family Guy, or not Family Guy, South Park says them all the time.
Okay, so you can say twat.
You can say
right?
twat.
You can say pussy.
You can say pussy as long as you're talking about a cat.
Yeah.
But there's a certain connotation, right? That's a negative connotation about the reference to the female genitalia, right? How are certain words with reference to female genitalia acceptable on television, but then there's the one that's not.
Why do women get so up in arms about cunt?
I mean,
That's the woman in our group. Feel free to answer. But is it inherited? Is it part of your genes? Do you know like how aliens are afraid of cats? Women are afraid of the word cunt.
I think it's exactly like that, yeah.
Part of your genes, that's the answer.
The aliens and cats thing, I definitely have drawn that analogy. That's excellent. Yeah, You know, there's
But there needs to be a reason for it.
Like, it has to offend you personally.
range. Well, it's not so much personally. It's more that what the extended meaning of that is. And you're talking about sort of arbitrarily being offended, and I don't think it's arbitrary at all. I think it's very focused on the inappropriate use of terms. So where is it appropriate to actually use that term to talk about something that is actually quite delicate?
Like, I got my foot stuck in her cunt.
Yeah, yeah, inappropriate.
That would be the appropriate time to use the word.
Well, what about cock?
Well, I don't know. I think that's just more amusing, isn't it? It's definitely less.
See,
offensive.
that's completely arbitrary. They're both genitalia.
Yeah, but there's something more robust about the latter that doesn't scare you quite so much and doesn't sound quite so offensive.
Dick? Your fucking dick?
Well, if you add the F word, then it becomes more offensive.
So if we just called you a beautiful cunt, that's cool?
It wouldn't be very nice. I'd prefer a better word.
You beautiful fanny?
Well, no. See, what do you personally have with the word?
You can't, well, because it's something that isn't always on display, is it? So it's a suggestion that you have some knowledge of that area of the person. So it can be very, very personal. And if you don't have knowledge of that area of the person, then it's suggestive of that. And
Wait, hold on a minute. I'm
it's not
sorry.
fact.
No. I've called men cunts before, okay? So it's not like I have knowledge of any of that area, seeing as how they're usually not anatomically capable of it. So, I mean, I've turned around and said, that guy's a cunt, right? Or if I was to turn around and call somebody a douchebag, I mean, a douchebag isn't a part of an anatomy. So we're...
Or if I go and say, you fucking esophagus.
You anal fistula.
There you go.
There you go.
Sphincter.
See, I think you had an older sister, an older friend who didn't like the word cunt. And so you don't like it. And then that person had an older... It goes back in time, to the beginning since that word was invented. And it's like the secret right of womanhood.
We need to break the cycle. We need to break it now.
Yes, I refuse to have my range of expression limited anymore by historical nonsense.
Well, I just want a good explanation for why that word bothers people. I don't have it, I don't think you could come up with a word that personally bothers me.
Yeah, I would struggle to find one myself. I really would.
But you say cunt around a woman, any woman, and they're instantly offended.
It's just so derogatory, though, and it's speaking about something very personal in a very derogatory way.
Well, like we said, so's cock.
It's
Or
not
asshole.
offensive, is it? No.
How is an asshole any less personal than cunt?
Well, it's a bit more ubiquitous, isn't it? I think everyone has one of those.
I mean, I think it's clear that there's no logical rationale for why women don't like the word cunt.
And I know this has been relatively well documented, but the use of the word fuck is one of the greatest words ever.
Absolutely.
It's one of the greatest words. It is probably the most versatile word in the English language.
It's also your mom's favorite.
Here we go. Here we go. I mean, it's a relatively well documented thing. I mean, you can use fuck as pretty much every part of speech, right? With the exception of maybe pronoun. But it's ultimately usable. It's incredibly flexible, and yet it is frowned upon. Can we give the word fuck some fucking love, for the love of fucking Christ? I find that offensive.
The problem is, it's not the word itself, it's the action or the thought or the idea behind it that the word conveys that people have a problem with, right?
Yes.
So why is something like fricking or effing acceptable? Because
good call.
it alludes to the same thing.
Thank you.
It does, but it's euphemistic. So it's showing that you are actually employing some restraint for the benefit of your company, and that's showing some respect.
But ever just so.
Well, no,
Kath. I mean,
it's to get around the rules, the arbitrary rules that say you cannot say the word that means this idea, but you can say the word that means this idea just different.
No, I
They
think
all
it's still-
point to the same thing. Fricking, effing, fucking.
but it's still allowing you to express the depth of your meaning without having to go as far as actually swear.
They all mean the same thing, though.
Doesn't matter. There's some restraint involved, and that shows respect. And profanity is exactly
That's
that.
not it at all. It's a loophole. It's an end run around the rules.
It's a cop-out. It's a motherfucking cop-out.
If people didn't have a problem with the word fucking, we never would have invented effing or fricking or fracking or whatever.
And please don't give me the what the F, holy S. If you're clever enough to use the first letter, be clever enough to just say the whole fucking word.
A-hole.
It is no less aggressive to go back to what we were saying earlier. It is no less aggressive to use the first letter of the word than it is to use the entire word, because you are still getting across the aggressive nature of the use of the word while still being a pussy and not using the whole word.
Right on, dick lips.
Fuck your mom.
So, well, let's get back to just words in general. So, if I were to say the word damp, that's okay, right?
Damp.
Damp. It's like, slightly wet, right?
Yes.
But if I were to say the word moist, that always offends people. People get grossed out by that.
Interesting.
Because you always think of a moist vagina or something. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I do enjoy a moist vagina.
I usually prefer them. It depends on the what, Kath?
Context.
I
Moist?
suppose there's a difference between a moist vagina and, say, a moist towelette.
Or a moist cake.
Yes, cakes can be moist,
Yes.
especially with the ones with pudding in the mix.
Yes.
Yeah, what other words are like that? Wasn't there was a different meaning for the word twat.
Yeah, it doesn't really mean. I Wikipedia'd it because it doesn't. When you call somebody a twat in the UK, you're just really calling them a stupid or arrogant person. You're not referring to them as a vagina per se, but here it means vagina.
So what about fanny? Fanny usually makes British people cringe.
That's because it does mean vagina.
Wait,
How does fanny mean vagina?
I don't know. That's what it means. So when we hear it, we definitely cringe. We don't mean bum when we say it.
So the story here, Frugal Fanny, is hilarious.
It's just wrong.
What about a fanny pack?
Yeah, that's usually very amusing as well.
so Americans running around with their fanny packs on?
Fanny bags.
What would you guys call a fanny pack?
A bum bag.
A bum
A
bag.
bum bag.
Yes.
That's awesome.
You know whose bum I bagged, Spear?
Shut up, asshole.
And then the last of the ones on the list, bollocks.
Oh, bollocks. Yes.
What precisely is a bollock?
A bollock is a testicle.
Right.
Spear, you testicle.
It doesn't have the same impact.
That's just total bollocks.
No, you don't call someone a bollock though. You exclaim bollocks in anger.
Balls.
Balls, right. That's the, right.
Shit
Testicle.
balls.
Balls.
So let's move this over to movies, because once you go into the movie world, you don't have to deal with the FCC as much. You can pretty much say anything, right, in a movie, as long as you're not raping babies and things like that.
Yeah, pretty much. It's interesting because you can talk as much about tits as you want and still probably get a PG-13 rating, but the minute you actually see one, that's an R. My problem with the movies isn't the use of language in the movies, nor how they're rated. I really could give a shit. My problem is when you get a good R-rated movie that's got a good amount of profanity in it, and then they come up with the TV edit. You know?
You flippity flip.
Oh man, it's come on, really? Like one of my favorite movies is Goodfellas, starring one of probably the greatest professional cursors working in America today. You guys know who I'm talking about?
Bob Saget.
Pesci. Pesci's fantastic. Pesci can curse with the best of them, but when he turns around and he calls somebody a mumbling, stuttering little fuck.
It doesn't say mumbling, stutter little fuck.
Well, whatever. I mean, if
You'd have to bleep out that third word.
Well, right. It turns into like mumbling, stumbling little fink.
Yeah.
Which doesn't quite sound right, you know?
What's the Die Hard one? Is it yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon or something?
Yeah. Yeah. You want to know what the all-time worst one was? There's a movie called Snakes on a Plane. And towards the end of the movie, it has probably one of the greatest lines that Sam Jackson has ever uttered. He turns around and he goes, "Enough is enough. I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane." And he does it with just that perfect level of like Sam Jackson indignation. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's nice.
All right. I want you to listen to the TV edit version of that line.
Enough is enough! I have had it with these monkey-fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane!
Monday through Friday, did he say?
I have had it.
What?
I have had it with these monkey-fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
That's horrible. Find the Lebowski clip.
Oh, I got it right here, dude. This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass becomes, see what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps.
What the fuck is that about?
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. What is a monkey fighting snake?
And why am I looking for strangers in the Alps?
What?
Well, there are snakes that fight monkeys. I'm just saying.
So here's what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to get a dog and call it motherfucker. To me that would just be the best, you know? Motherfucker, get off the couch. Motherfucker, it's time to go for a walk. You know? Dog gets out. You know, dogs sometimes they get out. Just stand at the front door. You know, like sometimes you stand at the front door and call for your dog for him to come home, like Lassie, come home. No. Motherfucker! Get your ass home, motherfucker! And then you walk around all the neighbors.
Where, oh, where has my motherfucker gone?
Where's my motherfucker? You see my motherfucker? Where's my motherfucker? And it's good for anything, right? Fucking call the dog cunt. I don't care. Whatever.
I wonder if we're going to get delisted from iTunes for this one.
We got the explicit banner right there, right?
Nope. So I know we tagged it appropriately.
We tagged it, right? We're not hiding. I'm not hiding, motherfuckers. I'm not hiding. You know? Stand at the front door. Cunt! Cunt! See my 90-year-old neighbor come out of her house. Probably have a heart attack and die right there.
So what do you think, Kath? What else should we talk about?
I don't know.
We get you at least to drop one curse word?
Well,
Come on. Can we get...
it's all about the context.
All right, so...
Well, let's give us the proper context.
Give us the
and
context. What would be the... All right, so let's pick a word. I don't know.
I would never say the C word. Not in any kind of context. I would never say that. But I say fuck sometimes.
There you go. That works. You kind of paused though before you said it. You didn't say it with conviction.
You have to give me a good one.
So you're here. I'll give you the context. You're in the women's locker room getting changed, and this old woman is like is like walking around, just kind of butt naked, walking back and forth, and you wanna elbow your friend and say, "Did you see the on her?"
I'd say, did you see her bits?
Bits?
Oh, come on.
What are you, 4 years old? Jesus.
I would. I truly would.
Are the bits her vagina or her tits?
It's everything.
Oh, my God. What
I'm
if...
uncomfortable with words.
All right. Same scenario.
Okay.
And now she's straddling your head between her legs. And you want to tell this girl to get her off of you.
And you can't say remove your bits from my head.
Excuse me, miss, will you please remove your bits from my face?
No.
I'd probably say vagina before I'd say anything else.
Oh, man. All right.
Way too many syllables. Way too many syllables.
All right. So she's I don't know. She knocked you over. she grabbed something of yours and stuffed it up her vagina.
Ugh.
You need to get her to retrieve it and give it back to you. You're pissed as all shit. What?
It's your dog. She put red up her vagina.
That's wrong.
Okay, so now you're pissed. Now you're pissed off, and you have to say something. Please, just saying, please remove my dog from your bits. That doesn't fly. You need to get in there.
I still honestly don't think I used a word that has derogatory connotations about a
She's
vagina.
stabbing you in the eyes. She has a pen, and she's now stabbing you in the eyes. You are in intense pain, and you've never been madder in your life. What would you say to this woman?
I'd call her a bitch, essentially.
Wow. You really can't piss off the Brit.
Oh my God.
It's not true. I get
wonder we
pissed
whooped
off and I
ass on
would
you.
swear. I would say fuck, but I don't think I would ever use the C word. We just
What about
don't.
when you talk dirty to your boyfriend?
What about what?
Put your bits in my bits. Give me your big bits.
Ganthor's going to keep doing this until you tell him appropriately to stop.
Well, I'm supposed to just tell him, go fuck your mum.
There we go.
And I think on that
Didn't
note,
that feel good?
It felt unnecessary.
Oh
feel
my
good.
God.
Admit it, you liked it a little bit.
I suppose a little bit, yeah.
There you go.
Like when you tried it in the other spot.
All right, okay. So if you like to use profanity and you're a big fan, why don't you go ahead and hit us up with some profane words on our Facebook page, facebook.com/4listeners or 4listeners.com. Make sure you check the explicit label right there on our iTunes entry, because Lord knows we've earned it this week. Search for 4 Listeners, it will pop right up. Thank you, Kath. You have been an incredible sport. Thank you for being part of the program this week.
Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for all checking us out this week, and we hope that you will check us out again next week. Thanks so much, everybody.
I fucked your mom.